Ever wondered how safe your grandparents, or perhaps even you, are from the increasingly clever scams targeting the elderly? In this era of rapid technological advancements and digital evolution, a new form of threat has emerged, one that preys on the most vulnerable among us, our seniors. Senior scams and frauds are a rising issue, a silent epidemic that's creeping not only in the digital world, but also in the physical world. Imagine this: an 80-year-old woman answers her door to a charming stranger claiming to be a contractor. He's persuasive, seems knowledgeable, and even has a convincing story about an immigrant from Ireland, just like her own ancestors. She trusts him, he takes her to the bank, and in a whirl of confusion and manipulation, she hands over a cashier's check. Just like that, her life savings vanish into thin air. Heartbreaking, isn't it? But the story doesn't end there. What happened to the bank's role in all this? Shouldn't there be safeguards, checks, and balances in place to prevent such frauds? After all, banks are custodians of our hard-earned money. It's not enough to simply tell seniors to be more careful. We need to demand more from our financial institutions. They should be responsible for training their staff to identify potential scams. They should have resources to fight back against fraud both before and after the money is stolen. To shrug off responsibility and blame the public is not only unacceptable, it's downright illegal. Remember, these scams are not faceless. They have victims, they have stories, and it's our duty to bring these stories to light, to expose the unseen threat and fight back. The reality is, we're all potential targets, but our seniors, with their trusting nature and often limited understanding of the digital world, are particularly at risk. Now let's dive into the types of scams that seniors are most likely to encounter. Scammers come in all shapes and sizes, and their tricks are more cunning than you'd think. They exploit vulnerabilities, manipulate trust, and weave complex lies to defraud their victims. And unfortunately, seniors are often the prime targets. Let's delve into some of the most common scams that seniors are likely to encounter. First on the list, we have the classic bogus contractor scam. It's the one where a so-called contractor shows up at your door, offering to fix your roof, pave your driveway, or what have you. They demand a hefty upfront payment, and once they get it, they disappear, leaving no trace and no work done. Next, we have phone scams. These are especially treacherous. The scammer may pose as a grandchild in trouble, a government official, or a charity representative, coaxing or scaring their victims into sending money or disclosing personal information. They've got a knack for storytelling, so it's easy to get lured into their trap. Then there's internet fraud. This can take many forms, from phishing emails and bogus antivirus software to romance scams and lottery scams. These fraudsters are adept at creating convincing stories and websites, making it difficult to differentiate between what's real and what's not. Finally, we have healthcare scams. Scammers pose as insurance agents or medical professionals, offering bogus health services or products, or they might falsely claim that Medicare will cover the costs. They trick seniors into sharing their personal or insurance information, leading to identity theft or fraudulent billing. So now we know the enemy. We've seen the masks they wear and the tricks they play. But knowledge is only the first step. The real question is, so we know the scams, but how can we stop these fraudsters in their tracks? The best defense is a good offense, right? Well, let's apply that to protect our seniors from scams. So how do we stop these scammers in their tracks? Education is our first line of defense. We need to empower our seniors with knowledge about the common types of scams. Let's expose these scams for what they are: heartless attempts to steal hard-earned money. Let's ensure seniors can identify the red flags, like unsolicited contact, requests for personal information, and high-pressure tactics. But knowledge isn't enough. We must encourage a healthy dose of skepticism. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If a long-lost relative appears out of the blue, it's time to ask questions. If a government official demands immediate payment, that's a red flag waving high and proud. Now, let's not forget the power of verification. Verify, verify, and verify again. If someone calls claiming to be from the bank, hang up and call the bank back on a trusted number. If an email appears to be from a familiar organization, don't click on any links. Instead, go directly to the organization's website or call them up. One of the most effective weapons in our arsenal is communication. Seniors, don't be afraid to ask someone you trust before making any significant financial decisions. A second opinion can make all the difference. And let's not forget about reporting. If a scam is suspected, it's crucial to report it to the authorities. Not only can they potentially help recover stolen money, but they can also use this information to protect others from falling victim to the same scam. In this fight against scams, we all have a role to play. Banks, families, communities, we all need to step up. We all need to become guardians, defenders, and advocates for our seniors. But what if you or someone you know has already fallen victim to a scam? Well, that's where recovery and prevention come in, and we'll delve into that in our next segment. It's a painful experience being scammed, but it's not the end of the world, and there are steps to take. If you or a loved one have fallen prey to such a scam, the first course of action is to report it to your bank and authorities. This can help in tracking down the culprits and possibly recovering your lost funds. Then, make sure to check your credit reports regularly. This helps you stay vigilant against any suspicious activities. Changing passwords on all your online accounts is also a crucial step, as it ensures any stolen information is rendered useless. One of the most powerful things you can do is share your experience. By raising awareness, you're helping to prevent others from becoming victims. Talk about it on social media, write about it on your blog, or simply tell your friends and family. Remember, awareness is our best weapon against these frauds. Let's keep our seniors safe from scams and frauds.